From the heart of the Cape, this is Barnstable Today for Thursday, August 28th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford.
The Coastal Resource Management Committee solicits input from the public. That's our lead story. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
The committee, only in existence now for 3 months, is still actively seeking input from a wide variety of sources.
I'd like to welcome you all here to the Coastal Resource Management Committee of the August 26th meeting. The purpose of this meeting is a workshop for those of concern to solicit ideas from the stakeholders in the area of residents and also for businesses and people who make their living on the water in the Three Bays area and in the Centerville River.
My name is Jack Driscoll. I'm president of the Long Beach Association. Let's fill this in. And one of the things that I'm kind of surprised that the health department, when they recently looked at this, the Centerville River, area, and then come up with some new regulations where they're trying to reduce the number of bedrooms. There's a number of areas that I think that they probably should have taken a look at, like some of these low-flow toilets, for example. We actually have done several renovations on our house. We did one renovation about 7 years ago, and we got what was then the, quote, state-of-the-art. Typically the toilets, if they're probably under 10 years old, they're probably 5 gallons. If they're probably over 10 years old, they might be 7 gallons. So it's 7 gallons per flush. Now, starting about the late 90s, they dropped it down to about 3.5. And we have one of those in our house, and it really doesn't work super. But we did some renovations recently where we put in 2 of the low flush, the 1.5 gallons per flush, and they work very, very well. And this is something you might want to consider. I mean, they were talking, the health department was talking about, reducing the number of bedrooms and all of this stuff, and they passed some regulations. And yet, if you can reduce, the amount of water that you're putting through your septic system, it really has to improve things, considerably.
The president of the Cape Cod Oyster Company urged the committee to embrace creative approaches.
I'm Al Serpernot. I live in North Bay. Can you hear me? Yeah. I'm also the president of Cape Cod Oyster Company. We have grants in West Bay, North Bay, and in Barnstable Harbor. I think it's great that you're all involved in this. Most of you I know and have had dealings with over the years, good and bad in some cases. I think what you need to do is think outside the box a little bit. I have been here since the 50s, and things do change, and docks go in, and moorings go in, and so on and so forth. But I think that you really need to address the mooring issue, particularly in North Bay, where you allow water skiing, which I think is good. But there are so many moorings that it really is, it's dangerous. I mean, it's dangerous at night. It's dangerous if you're water skiing. There's just too many moorings. And I think what you need to do is get more dock space in an area in the Three Bays to accommodate the increase in boating.
Fuel costs have more Barnstable residents contemplating alternative energy sources for heating their homes this coming winter. Safety Officer Eric Hubler says the Hyannis Fire Department is urging folks to inject plenty of caution into the process.
All right, Lieutenant, starting to feel those cool nights creeping in as we get the change of seasons hitting the Cape. And I know with energy costs and that sort of thing, a lot of people are probably going to be looking at alternatives this winter season to heating their houses and so forth. And a lot of people probably cranking up the fireplaces that haven't been used in a while. I'm sure from a safety aspect, this is something you're keeping an eye on.
We have concerns because this has happened to us before with the oil embargo, so on and so forth. And the wood stove and coal stove increase the usage of the stoves. The price of wood is skyrocketing, as you know, along with everything else. So we're kind of concerned that, number one, if you're going to take your old wood stove out of the basement and resurrect it, we want to make sure your chimney is clean, the chimney is right for the stove. In some cases, it has to be relined. Really what we're talking about is getting in touch with a certified chimney sweep to check things out. The installation of wood and coal stoves or any solid fuel stove requires a building permit and inspection by the building department, and that's hopefully to keep everybody safe.
And also, folks like myself, I use my fireplace quite a bit. I've used it in years past. But I'm thinking maybe some folks this year who haven't maybe used the fireplace in quite a while, or maybe haven't had it cleaned in quite a while, might be cranking up this year to try and find some cheaper heat. I guess they need to may take that same advice as well?
Absolutely. And also, if you haven't been using your fireplace or your chimney in general for a while, you want to make sure there's no critters in there as well. Make sure it's nice and clear. And obviously burn hardwood if you can. Burning pine is going to create more resin forming on the inside of the flue, and will eventually create a major problem for you.
And like myself, though, even the folks that have used theirs a lot, I guess you can get that creosote and that resin buildup. Do you recommend that people have them cleaned out every year, or is there any specific timetable for having your chimneys cleaned out from just your standard fireplace?
The recommendation has always been annually have your chimney checked by a certified chimney sweep. And I will tell you that they are extremely busy also, because I just purchased a stove and I'm waiting for him to tell me what I need to do.
I thought of that. Probably should be booking that myself. And carbon monoxide detectors, something that's come into play over the last several years, important part of the safety mix as well?
Absolutely. If you have a wood stove, a gas insert, or anything along those lines that burns fossil fuel, or you do need to have a working carbon monoxide detector in the room that you have that device.
So just everybody sort of, I guess you're always on a heightened sense of alert here, but maybe this year just keeping your eyes, you can't be open any wider, but you're certainly concerned.
We try and be ready all the time, but we're expecting that there's going to be more issues with these stoves and chimneys this year.
I'd just like to add a quick personal note about Lieutenant Hubler. Eric has been a great source of positive safety information for me as a reporter for well over a decade, and he is retiring from the Hyannis Fire Department next week, so we wish Eric well.
Our great stretch of weather continues as we close in on September. Tonight, clear and cool with temperatures dropping down into the mid-50s. Tomorrow, partly sunny skies with gentle winds and highs trying to get to the 70-degree mark.
Well, if you didn't get registered to vote last evening, it is now officially too late. But it's not too late to get a job working at the polls. If you're interested, contact the town clerk's office.
As far as meetings go, this evening it's the Charter Commission session in the Town Hall hearing room, getting underway at 7 o'clock.
And we leave you today with some video shot by our director, Kevin Foster. Today, Kevin's lens focusing on a wide variety of craft at Hyannis Harbor.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll see you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.